Welcome to Add a Little Dazzle. In today's video, I will be teaching you how to create this envelope using Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper and the Simply Scored diagonal plate. We all know how much we love to create cards that have 3D element and bulkiness to them, but one of the biggest issues that we find in creating these cards is in being able to find an envelope in which it will fit without damaging your 3D images. And in today's video, you will learn how to create this perfect envelope that will allow you to protect your card without any damage. In addition, you will also learn how to make your own homemade glue that you can place on the flap so that when you are ready to send this, you can just lick it and seal it, and away it goes. So let's get started. Score tool. This tool is an amazing tool carried by Stampin' Up! And it allows you to score perfectly at 1/8 inch intervals. One of the new features that Stampin' Up! Has added to this board is a Simply Scored diagonal plate that perfectly fits on top of your scoreboard. Now, one of the things that you need to know when using this is, first of all, you will notice that there are two little rubber pieces right there, and this helps the board not to shift when you are scoring. In addition, you will notice there's a little arrow right there. That arrow needs to be facing up when scoring, and so we're going to go ahead and place it right there, and we are ready to go. As you will see, there's a ruler here on top and on this side, and you will also notice that there are these little markers that I've placed there. This helps me to remember exactly where I'm going to score, so I don't have to try to remember that or reference anything. I'm just going to look right here. Okay, to begin, I've taken an 8 1/4 inch square of Designer Series paper, and I am now placing it right here, flush in the left hand corner on my diagonal plate. The first measurement that I'm going to do is 3 1/8 and 3 5/8 of an inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to get my Simply Scored tool, and I'm going to line it up there in the groove at 3 1/8, and I'm just going to go down diagonally, and that is going to create that groove, that score mark actually. And so now I'm going to go to 3 5/8 that I have marked there, and I'm going to go diagonally, and that has created two score marks there. Now I'm going to turn the paper to the opposite corner, and I'm going to score it again at 3 1/8, 3 5/8. Now I'm going to turn my paper to the other corner that has no score marks, and I'm going to score it diagonally at 4 1/8 and 4 5/8. I'm going to turn my paper to the opposite corner, and I'm going to score again at 4 1/8 and 4 5/8. And so that has created my diagonal lines. And I've gone over all the edges with my bone folder to make crisp folds. Now, you're going to do this to all the edges. And once you have scored this, you will notice that there are 4 corners here where the lines intersect, and you're going to cut those off. See how it looks now? I'm going to assemble my envelope, and as you can see, there the envelope is taking shape. But you will notice that there's this pointy edge there sticking out, and that just doesn't look attractive at all. And so we need to straighten this out. And so what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the 1 3/8 square punch to create this flat area. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that flap, and I'm going to take my punch, and I'm going to bring it in until, as you can see, the corners of the Designer Series paper right there, the edges of the Designer Series paper meets at the bottom of each corner, and then I'm just going to punch it out. If I have a little bit of an excess right there like I do right here, then I'm just gonna go in with some scissors and snip it. And as you can see, there is the bottom flap of the envelope, and here is the top one. And so now what we are gonna do is we're gonna apply a piece of sticky strip right here and right here. Okay, so I've now attached the sticky strip to the bottom part of the envelope flap, and I am now gonna peel it off and assemble my envelope. So there we go. And here's the other one. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line up the edges here to make sure that the envelope is perfectly placed right there, and I'm going to attach it. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. If it gets a little bit where it looks uneven, just carefully, before you even attach, permanently attach it, don't pat it, look at it and see if it's right, and then attach it. This one seems to be a little bit off, and so I'm going to detach it and try again. Okay, so I went back to see what had happened, and what happened was I went ahead and detached it, and as you can see, there's some of the paper peeled off there, but it doesn't matter because this is going to be covered up by the flap. Now what I did realize was that originally I had told you to line it up like that. It needs to be a little bit in when you are attaching it. Just bring it in a little bit, not too much, but you don't want it out here. And then you are going to do this, still line it up, but bringing it in a little bit in and attaching it. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and then I'm just going to bring it down. And as you can see, what happened here now was that it helped me bring in the side of the envelope so that when I add the glue to the top, it will seal nicely. And so that is the trick. Just bring it in a little bit and then attach the flap right there. Okay, so now we are going to create our homemade glue for our envelope. And in order to do that, we need some school glue that is non-toxic, some extract, and some vinegar. That's all you're going to need. And so then, in order to create this mixture, you're going to put in here equal parts glue to equal parts vinegar. Now this will keep for a long time. Any glue you don't use, just put the lid over it in an airtight sealed container and it will be good to go. If it gets a little bit hard, which it shouldn't, just mix it up, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so here's my envelope, my homemade glue mixture, and a paintbrush. All I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my paintbrush in there, remove any excess, and then all I'm going to do is just brush it on against the edge of the flap. And then I'm going to do that. If I feel that it needs a little bit more, I'm going to apply it right there. And I am going to do the same thing to the other side. You want to make sure that you place enough, but you don't want such a thick coat that it will bend the paper. And so once you've done that, then all you're going to do is you're going to set it to dry. And then whenever you are ready to place your card in here, all you will have to do is place it in, lick it, and it'll be ready to close. You can see these are so easy to make, and this project gives you a small glimpse into the dazzling and exclusive projects you will find in our new Add a Little Dazzle virtual club every month. You don't want to miss out. Join our Add a Little Dazzle virtual club today and create exclusive projects from the comfort of your home on your own schedule. More details can be found at www.addalittledazzle.com. While you are there, we also invite you to visit our Add a Little Dazzle store, where you can purchase Stampin' Up! Products along with Add a Little Dazzle metal sheets, lip moisturizers, tins, and lots more. If you have any questions, email me at monica@addalittledazzle.com. Thanks, and have a dazzling day.